Never been a fan of that one, but I accept it. I was upset that day. I want to play some audio for you. Look, if you're uncomfortable having Jameson Williams conversations, too bad. Grow up. We have talked about how they've spoken about Jamo. And yesterday we talked about Jamo's return. And look, they led into it with, we have to trust him to be able to play him. Well, Dan Campbell was with the morning show. It was a very good interview by John and Mike. And I want to play for you two clips. One is about Jameson Williams. One is about my guy, Josh Reynolds. And I want you to tell me what you take out of this. Because the clips are so different. But I think in their difference, there is a word used. And it's against Jamo and it's for Reynolds. And I'm telling you, I think it has to lead Lion fans to one belief. Now, David, you want to play the Josh Reynolds thing first, right? Yes. So here's Dan Campbell about Josh Reynolds. Now, listen to this. Now, I have said there is no way I play a guy or throw the ball less to a guy like Josh Reynolds in the name of Jameson Williams. Just don't do it. I think Dan Campbell agrees. Now, listen to what he had to say about Jamo's return and tell me if it's something or nothing. David, go ahead. So let me give you my takeaway, and then I want to hear from Rico, and I want to hear from the people. Guys, I said for a while it would take a month for him to really get back because this kid was nowhere. He is so far behind the curve. He is so far behind these other receivers and other weapons earning trust. I want to know if now, hearing what Dan Campbell has said, seeing it on the field, if you're willing to leave your expectations at the door and join the Hope Club. I hope Jamo works out. I no longer expect it to. I want to know if you are hope versus expectation. Because one thing is clear. They are hammering. We have to be able to trust this kid. Yep. He has to prove to us. Yep. He has to get acclimated. He has to earn the reps. Guys, that is not how you talk about a player you're truly excited about or who's killing it at practice. We never got a report in the offseason he was having a good camp. Then he got hurt. Now he's come back. You know what you haven't heard a word about? Him. How he's practicing. What you're getting out of it. Josh Reynolds, on the other hand, doesn't even practice. And Dan Campbell could not launch more platitudes his way. Josh Reynolds is in sync with his quarterback. Josh Reynolds, we know where you'll be, when you'll be there, and you'll catch it when we throw it to you. I want to know if you are now reaching where I'm at with Jamo, which is hope. Big hope. But my expectations are gone. If you're still in the expectation category, you're not wrong. You won't be judged. You won't be belittled or demeaned. But I need to know why. I need to know what, outside of Alabama highlights, you're still hanging on to. Now, Rico, when you heard the audio, is this me being a mean radio guy?
No.
Is it something or nothing?
No, it's something. Because the key word that I heard when talking about Reynolds, reliable. We can count on him. We know what he is. We know what he can do. We know what he can help us in winning games. He's our guy. For Jamo, you know what? I don't want to throw him under the bus, so you're trying to find the positive things. It was like the parent-teacher conference where you don't want to say, well, yeah, you know, your son shows up on time. He does this. He does that. But, yeah, this told me it is now about hope. Let's hope that we can get something out of him. Whereas, yeah, you're Terry Reynolds. You're reliable. I know what I'm getting every week. I know what he brings to the table. I do think we've reached that point now where expectations kind of has to go out of the window, and I think you're right. You hope that Jameson can do what we all thought that he could do. But I'm not going to hold my breath.
No, and again, I don't think hoping a player works out versus expecting it is negative or bashing. I just think that's a weak-minded take from JMO truthers. I like the JMO pick. I defended it. I wanted Jordan Davis, but I didn't rip the pick. But he has done nothing to back up my opinion about that pick. Nothing. Not on the field or off. Nothing. And we're over a year later. There's nothing I can do for you. In his 18 months as a Detroit Lion, there's nothing I can do. You've given me nothing to offer my audience. Yeah. I can't keep going out there screaming everything is fine. Yeah. You've given me no ability to say that.
And when your head coach is talking about, well, I mean, looking how he's blocking and all of this from your first round wide, like you're an offensive tackle, you're a guard. Okay, yeah, that's why we drafted you.
I know.
Didn't draft you to block.
But
this is the best that they can talk about.
When you hear Dan Campbell speak, do you feel like, hey, we're sitting on Jamar Chase? He doesn't sit there and go, you guys don't see him practice. This kid's electric. This kid's going to be great. We have huge expectations for JMO. Did he say that?
No.
All he said is he's got a lot of room to grow. That's kind of telling you he's nowhere close.
That's actually a valid point, because if it was, he would say, guys, I know. You know what? Give him a few weeks and he's going to give Lions fans what they've been waiting to see. He could have easily done that. But to me, each week when asked about he just keeps trying to lower the bar and hoping that Jameson does something, and then you're going to be like, oh, my God, he is back. But don't expect anything. Just keep the bar low.
And as I said yesterday, this is the key, guys. This team is every bit as good as I thought they would be. I'm not slowing down for JMO. He can come along for the ride, and he's either going to get up to speed or get left behind. Amon-Ra's the team's unquestioned number one. Sam Laporta might be the best young tight end in football. He's number 2. Josh Reynolds, number 3. And my running backs, plural, are number 4. JMO has to find a way into that mix. I'm not slowing down for him because we're winning. Mm-hmm. Now, if this was Carolina, I'd throw JMO out there and I'd give him 12 targets a week. I'm not doing that. And they're telling you they're not doing that. So I'm lowering my expectation to hope. I hope this works out. I hope the kid is every bit as good as he used to be. And it'd be amazing if he wants it and he works his way into it. But the expectation stuff for me, I told you once he got hurt this summer, I was done. I want to know what you take out of those comments from Dan Campbell. 248-539-9797. David, what do you take out of it?
When I heard him use step 1 when he was talking about JMO, that right there was red flag to me. The guy's been here for a year and a half, and he's step 1. He should know the offense. He should know his position. He should know where he needs to be. He should know how he needs to be for his quarterback. There should be a connection there a little bit. I get he hasn't played a lot, but you can practice. There's off-season stuff with your quarterback. You should know at this point. Shouldn't be step 1. That's the red flag to me. Step 1? That's a problem. And then you are talking about Josh Reynolds, who is an unsung hero for this team. He does everything. And Campbell Bay, he does everything we ask him to do. No practice, doesn't matter. Right. We can put him in a spot. We love that about him.
You easily could have said regarding JMO, listen, the guy does everything. We have huge plans for him. We really feel great that he's back.
We're going to work him back into the lineup slowly. Right, but trust me, by the end of the season, this guy is going to be a major part of this offense.
And those two statements were on the heels of each other. He talked about JMO first. Then he talked about Reynolds. The tone between the two, these aren't parsed from August and then October. This is next to each other in an interview today with our morning show. It struck me listening to it while I was driving. And again, if you don't take the same things out of it, that's okay. This is not a hill to die on.
No.
But I am just in hope phase.
Hope versus expectation is very simple. 248-539-9797.
He said it all, people.